Good morning. Welcome. Almost Thanksgiving. Best time of the year. We got Gulfstream Park Race 2 coming up. We lost our pick 4 here. Hold on. I think this was about $22. Not a strong opinion here today, but I did like a couple bets. I thought that the 5 in race 3 was probably the likely single early. I missed getting on for the pick 5, had dropped the kids at school. But let's look at this because it's not a bad sequence. If you want to play really cheap, maybe you don't need the 7, but it is a price. It is going to be on the lead. If we watch the race sim, it's going to have an easy lead, but the 3 and 5 are going to show speed. Both players, I think, all fit here. The 7 does back up, but I always run the race sim to the stretch. I always tell people that. So, I think that they all kind of fit here. Kathleen and Luca on a price. I'm going to use in the pick 4. It'll help it pay a lot if the 7 can get home on the lead. But the 3 and 5 do look tough. I thought the single was in race 3 today. Again, and then we'll look at the late sequence too. I mean, we're on the Tapeta. We're going 2 churns. And you got Barbosa. We got good man, Amicio Jaramillo riding. Looks like this starts in about 8 minutes if you're playing the pick 4. They drop big time. First time on the turf, last out. And that's an 8-point drop in strength of race. That's really material. I always talk about 2 to 4 points is a material drop in our strength of race metric. They're dropping in a 17, 5 claimer non-winners with 2 lifetime on the turf, or it didn't run at all. But this horse does not want the turf. His lone win came on the Tapeta. You could see the GSR goes up 12 points, our genetic strength rating on a surface and distance. And the win percent goes from 9 to 40%. That's massive. And I think I always tell people, watch the race sim here. I mean, this horse is going to get a good trip on the Tapeta off the speed. It's right there. The 2 does win the race sim. It was between these 3 horses. But I think the move back to the Tapeta, the win percent increase, it looks like 5 over the 2, 3, 4 to me. If you want to even play a try, I think that might be in play. Maybe the 4 can hang around in the try. But 5 over the 2, 3, I thought the 5 would get there. Gonna be heavy favorite. But for Barbosa, Jaramillo, they have blinkers, hopefully helps you more speed. You'll see my analysis down here for E user. But I thought that's where the single was on the early sequence. We'll talk about race 4, and the race 5's a spread, so you won't spend time there. But we'll watch the race sim here. This is a brutal post, and we'll talk about the 9th. The horse does have speed, so if you're ever going to overcome that, you got to have speed. But look, I mean, there's other speed here for Arcano, but Arcano can clear. It's the only way that horse can win. It's the only way. But I worry, and if that horse can't, the 3 and 7 are going to be massive upset possibilities here. If you can see, the 3 actually wins the race sim, and the 9 doesn't even win as the big favorite there. So we look at the 9. It's Jose. Safi took over in the training lead for the Sunshine Meet. That ends here, Sunday? Because, championship meets start on Thursday on Thanksgiving. So, but that post is just 2 for 116 since January 1st. Like, it's brutal. And at a short price like that, I'm trying to beat a horse like this all day. The 3 final payment, you get a GSR increase, getting back to the dirt for Abreu, and then Sweet Lazarus is the Scotty long shot. Has experience at 0 for 15, but this horse got a shot here. So, I'm trying to beat, take the chalk in race 5 and then, or in race 3, sorry, but try to beat the 9 in race 4. And then in race 5, I spread here. Warda got a shot on the payroll, got a shot at a price. This is a wide open race in the 5th. So won't spend too much time there. What do we got? We got probably another couple minutes, and then I'll let you all go. I thought that, in the late pick 5, I actually thought that it was kind of a tough sequence today. In the pick 5 or even the pick 6. There's some favorites. There's some possible horses to beat. It's a bigger ticket for me. I couldn't find a single was the problem. Again, spread in race 5. I think a lot of chances there. Spread here in this race, in race 6, is wide open. Hot lead, vulnerable all day, in my opinion. We will see on the GSR, the horse is dropping massively, 35 off of 55 into 61 for Jose. I know ran okay on the turf, but I don't think this horse want anything to do with the synthetic Tapeta track at Gulfstream. And, on the race sim, when we watch here, I mean, the horse does win, but if this horse don't win, I don't think it take to the Tapeta. You got all sorts of chances, and I'm trying to beat all day. I think in race 6, El Gutty, I mean, this horse, poor 8,000 claimer, takes a massive drop at 10 points. I think this horse can get the lead and is going to get brave on the dirt inside post. It's a tough one, but I think the horse can wire the field. It easily wires on the race sim. So the drop here, 10 points in strength of race, I think can get the lead. If it does stop, I think Sneak Preview, a nice claim for Carlos David, who does well off the claim, has a big shot. Oh, I just saw I wasn't sharing my screen. Hold on. So there's El Gutty on the lead. Those first 2 races were wide open, so we won't spend too much time there. But well, actually, let me go back because I do want to talk about the 5. I'm not even using, as you can see, in race 6. Sorry about that. I mentioned the genetic strength rating at 35 for us coming off the turf. This horse, I don't think anything it wants to do with the synthetic. And it, you look here, the horse doesn't necessarily have much speed, and there's not a lot of speed in this race. Safi got the 4, the 8, going to be a big price. That horse might clear off. I mean, I'm completely against the 5. I mean, I know it kind of runs on, but not on a synthetic track like this. So spread in those first couple legs. But again, El Gutty, big pace number with the pace square. You look here on the race sim, wires the field. It's dropping a massive 10 points today. 2 to 4 points is material. It hasn't got the lead in these last couple races. I think can get the lead. But if it falters, Sneak Preview gets back to the dirt off the claim for Carlos David. That's a 12-point genetic strength increase and dropping 8 to 10 points in strength of race. So a lot of droppers here, but if the 1 falters, I think the 7 can pick up the pieces. Well, the last race is wide open. I'm using 2 prices. I think Be Thankful can clear here. Did not clear last out versus Neodera, but Neodera was in the 1 post, and now, Be Thankful on the inside. Zaya is not going to try to sit off. He's sending for Jose. I think at this level, this horse needs the lead, and Be Thankful going to try to send. Going to be a short price, but I think can clear off. I'm not sure about the 4-6. Really want the synthetic here. They're question marks. I'm using Lucky Lucy, the second pick, at a price over, the 4 and 6 has run really well on the synthetic. 3 first, 2 seconds, a price. And again, this race, I rarely play tickets over $100 now, unless I really love something. So, this is even a little steep for a pick 5 on what I play. But, the 1 and 3, I think, are great prices. They are droppers in an 8,000 claimer. We got lots of GSR and strength of race angles today at Gulfstream. So I'm excited to watch this late sequence. A 4-point drop on the SRR for Carol's Honor. The win percent goes up off that last race. They cut back to 5.5. I think the horse can sit a good trip off the speed, gonna get first jump, maybe grace the law, can close. They've shown the ability to do that for Lisa Lewis. They get back to the dirt, has one on the dirt in the synthetic. And then Fully Entitled just has been kind of burning money and losing as favorites here for Safi. I'm going to try to beat. And the favorite, right, is the 7. I'm the Pop Rocks. I don't know. I'm trying to beat that horse all day. So it's a good sequence late. That's the late pick 5. If you just joined us, I will show a pick 4 real quick. Looks like they're going off in about 1 minute. It was 22.50. The single is the 5 in race 3. All right, y'all. Good luck. We got Fairgrounds video here in a minute. Love the card at Fairgrounds again. Great day yesterday. We'll cover that track every day. But good luck if you're playing Gulfstream. Chat soon.